All right, moving along to Tuesday the 16th. This is an EMOM. Just trying to see if we had one before. We didn't. So this stands for every minute on the minute. So you're going to go into your timer. You're going to set it for however many minutes you want. So again, it could be 14, 15, 16, up to 20, whatever. You could do it even longer. It's up to you. It's however long you want it to be, but it does have to be an even number because you have two different exercises on alternating minutes. So if you want to do more than 20 minutes, it would need to be 22, 24, something like that. So odd minutes, which it doesn't have to be, I just have it odd and even so you know that there's a difference. You can start with whichever one you want. So say you start with minute 1 with thrusters. So you're going to pick between 10 and 15 reps of thrusters for your minute 1. So what I usually do is, let me show thrusters. Thrusters, weighted alternated lunges. So thruster is the squat with the press, alternating lunges with weight dumbbells. You can either do reverse or you can do forward. Okay, so, sorry. What I usually do is I usually start with what I think is gonna be hard. So like I would do 15, and then as I continue on, if I have to drop down, I have to drop down. So the second minute is going to be weighted alternated lunges. Same thing, you're going to pick between 12 and 16. I always try to go for the highest, and then as I continue on, if I have to drop down, I have to drop down. So what's going to happen is when the first minute starts, you're going to do, say, your 15 thrusters. When you're done with those, whatever time you finish until the second minute is your rest. So if it took you 30 seconds to do 15 thrusters, you have 30 seconds rest before you have to start your lunges. When the second minute starts, you're gonna do your 16 alternating lunges. Whatever time you're done with that is your rest until the third minute starts and you're gonna start your thrusters again. So that's how it works. Every single minute, it's gonna beep and you have to start again. So every odd minute, you're gonna start your thrusters. Every even minute, you're gonna start your lunges. And whatever time that you're done is your rest. There's no built-in rest. Your rest depends on how fast you work or whatever. So basically, you always want to give yourself at least 15 seconds of rest. So if you're picking the highest numbers and say you're going to do 20 minutes, you're only on your 10th minute and you're only getting 15 seconds of rest, it's only going to get harder. So you might want to cut down to 12 thrusters and 12 lunges, and then you're going to notice you'll get a little bit more rest. So if you're somebody who is, active and you work out a lot and you want to challenge, if you can stick with that really low rest, that's fine. If you're more of a beginner, you're going to notice that you're going to get slower and slower every round, probably. I usually can stay consistent for most of it, and then maybe the last few I start to get slower, so I know where I have to adjust. If you're not sure, it doesn't really matter. You can change your numbers whenever you want. You just want to try to do it consistently. So like I said, if you start with a high number and you're like, right, this is getting tough, just drop down and try to stick with that number. You know what I mean? You don't want to say, okay, this round I feel like I have more energy, let me add on more. This round I want more rest, and let me do less. You don't want to do it that way. You just want to try to pick a number and stick with it. So thrusters and weighted alternating lunges. So we've talked about the lunges before. You can do forward or reverse, and you're just going to hold a dumbbell in either hand. You don't have to hold weight at all if you don't want to. So when you're reversing, you're stepping backward, 90 degree, your toes are pointing forward, your shoulders are pointing forward, your knees are forward, your legs are not stacked, they are staggered, I should say your feet, so you can see both of your feet. If you want to go forward, it's the same idea. And thrusters, so this one you can use a chair. I don't remember if we went over thrusters or not, if you need to. So thrusters is basically combining your squat and your shoulder press. So without the chair, you're gonna bring your weights up to your shoulders. I typically hold them like this, like a little bit slanted down, resting on my shoulder. I'm gonna squat, and as I come up, I'm gonna press. Squat, press, squat, press, squat, press. So make sure when you squat that you're not coming down here. Your butt should kind of stay more toward the floor. It shouldn't go back. The more you go back, the more you're doing like a deadlift. And you don't want to kind of stretch and round your back when you have weight up here, because it's just gonna strain your lower back. So try to keep upright. If you need to just do super light weights to stop it from happening, that's fine. If you need to, you can also tap and go, or you can fully sit. So if you are worried about your knees or the depth that you're going, just sit, press, sit, press, okay? So that one's pretty simple. Again, it's just more of like a race against the clock. It's not that it's anything overly complicated. You're just trying to work hard, but you also have to be aware of how much rest that you're getting. So if this one confuses you, just let me know, but the timer's gonna do the work for you, which is why I want you to use the EMOM timer in our timers app, because it's gonna beep every minute on the minute and you don't have to do anything. So all you have to know is every time it beeps, you are starting one of these two things. You're either doing thrusters every time it beeps or lunges, okay? And then you just keep alternating them.